Hello, everyone. It's me, Miss Crystal, and welcome back. Sorry about that. My mouth was full of spit. Welcome back to Miss Crystal's podcast program, episode 11. And I can say that now because we're in order. I went out of order for Kyler because Kyler had a comedy program and we needed to promote it. So we're back on episode 11 and we won't get off track now. And that's a promise I can make to you. And if we do get off track, then I broke my promise. But I'm going to start off by saying I feel like a new woman. What I needed this whole time, all other 11 episodes, was an ottoman. You can't see it. I needed an ottoman and didn't know it. And I said to producer Aiden, PA, I said to him, hey, if I had an ottoman, would it make me look too large? Because I was afraid if I'm put my feet up and I'll be laid back like this, that my body will appear larger. Because they say on TV, you're 10 pounds heavier. I didn't want to look 10 pounds heavier or even 20 or 30. Because I don't typically care. I just didn't want to look like I was too relaxed when I'm doing a podcast. Well, the young man went in there and got the ottoman like I'm some sort of queen of England. And I put my feet on it and then I said, that's what I needed. It was such an easy fix. You mean to tell me I'm just going to sit here with my feet touching the floor like a peasant? And you can't see my feet because there's people. My mouth keeps filling up with spit. There's people in this world that have foot fetishes and will scan online to see any uncovered foot. And I'll post feet pics sometimes just as a little teaser. And men and women will say, hey, you can't show your feet for free. Well, I do. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, great news. Great news. It is approaching the holidays, and the holidays meaning Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And just in time for spooky season, we have a special guest who will be sitting here all through spooky season. And her name is, you could probably say it with me, Skeletal Crystal, whose mouth is always agape because she is a skeleton. She does not have the bone or ligament control to close her mouth. What's the story with Skeletal Crystal? If you've never heard of her, well, here's the story. One day I was driving down the street and I looked to my right, or no, it was to my left. And in the car next to me was a skeleton. And I laughed so hard. And it brightened my day. And it made me so happy. And I immediately got on to Amazon.com and bought myself a skeleton and then placed her into my seat with a wig. Now, what's funnier than a skeleton in your passenger seat? A skeleton in your passenger seat wearing a wig. I've brought so much joy to other people because this other skeleton brought me joy. I took a Skeletal Crystal with me many, many times to mukbang, to do everything. So she is kind of, I guess, internet famous. And she sits here, and this is the original Skeletal Crystal. You can't see it, but she's missing a foot, part of one of her arms, and one of her hands. But she does have a full and intact pelvic area, femur, and whatever's on the bottom of your femur, regular leg bone. Do we still have Safety Man? Yes, but Safety Man's in his other chair. Have these two met before today? No, this is the first time they've met. They have not said much to each other. I don't expect that there'll be any problems, but we will see. And at this point, I'm going to ask you, the audience, how was your week since the last time I saw you? What did you eat for lunch today? I have not eaten today. I have, of course, my Sonic drink, which has, as you can hear, no ice because it's so old. We do have some bad news today. We do not have a hunk of the week. I'm not going to go into depth explaining why we don't have a hunk of the week. I was scouring the internet looking for a man or woman, mostly men, that could be the hunk of the week, and I couldn't find one single person. And I won't comment on what's going on in the world, but I'll just say there's a lot going on. And it's hard to be online right now. And that's all I'm going to say about it. We don't have a hunk of the week, but what we'll do instead of that is we will do heirloom of the past. And that's great that we're going to do that. But then I just realized that I have to take my legs off of my ottoman, and that is very upsetting. I need a theme song for heirloom of the past. Heirloom of the past. Okay, so it seems like a lot of the heirlooms I have invoke, a lot of emotion in me. And this is one of them. And this is the original box of this item. Now, I'll give you a backstory before I start talking about it. I had two sets of grandparents. One set, the fun ones. The second set, not fun. And you've heard me talk about them many times. Well, my not fun one, grandfather was a fan of, can only be described as, I don't know how to describe them. Back then, it was kind of like as seen on TV type things, like real quick sale things like you seen on TV, like, oh, I have to have this. This is called a laughing head. Not laughing spelled laughing, but laughing. Like laugh fun. And my grandfather had this on the wall, and it scared us children. It was supposed to make you laugh. But what it ended up doing is giving you nightmares, night terrors, trauma, and just general fear. I'm just going to let you look at it for a moment. This is not functioning anymore, but what would happen is you would place this on the wall, and then you as a child would come and pull the tie, and water would squirt out of its mouth here onto you, and then it would start going, which was absolutely terrifying as a child. I mean, just looking at it, first of all, this says man. That does not look like a man. In addition to the water spitting and the laughing, the eyes would open. I need to get a C battery to see if this will work. I didn't even try because I was very traumatized. Why would you buy this in an antique store if you were traumatized? I don't know. It's a piece of history. I wanted to buy it because this is something that scared the ever-living shit out of me as a child. And I wanted you to be as scared as I was as a child. Laughing head, man, California. I don't see a date on here. This was like the late 70s or 80s. They had different versions. They had a yodeler, a woman, a man, and I mean, I don't even know what to say about this. I just want you to mostly just look at it. Aiden, do you see it? Is it scary? He says it's scary. And he didn't grow up with diabolical grandparents that put spooky things up. They just thought it was so funny that that you would get scared of this. He also had a witch one, I remember. It wasn't a witch laughing head, it was just a witch and you'd touch it and it would start going. Oh no, it was the kind it was motion censored, so you walk by it and the witch would be like, ha 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 ha. And of course you'd be traumatized. Why do people like getting things that traumatize children? Because they still do it. I see it online. I see parents pranking kids and filming it, and the children are screaming and crying, and the parents are finding joy in it. I don't find joy in being traumatized. Now, if I had a child, I would probably prank it or buy one of these laughing heads and say, like, just pull the tide. Nothing's going to happen. It'll be fun. I think that's what you're supposed to do when you're a parent or a grandparent, is traumatize your children. I don't know why. I just think that's part of growing up. I'm trying to think of what other horrifying, spooky things that they had. I mean, just the fact that they were spooky, that was, I mean, this is the grandmother that said you have to be quiet. Do not get too loud or you'll give your grandfather a heart attack and he'll pass. These are the people I'm dealing with. And that will do it for the heirloom of the past. Of course, I didn't say this in the beginning. Heirloom of the past is to either make you feel nostalgic or teach you something, or both. You might not know that there's family members that deliberately traumatize children. And there are. And I know it's only been maybe 5 minutes since we started, but I'm already fatigued. I'm fatigued because I've filmed 7 trailer tales this week. And me and Aiden are putting in the work today. We're doing 2 episodes. So you're going to see me change the shirt. But guess what? Episode 12 is happening right after this. But Aiden's going to sit here and do some computer programming. And I'm running up to the Starbucks for us. Oh, Jesus. I have another song analysis for y'all. Welcome to Song Analysis. This is a song, you may have heard me talk about this before, because this is a song that's always perplexed me. Just like, hold on, let me type it in. Just like the other song, the Shaggy song. It has always perplexed me. And I'll tell you why as I'm explaining the lyrics. Uh-oh. Aiden's getting up. Something's broken. If you've never heard this song, this is a song by Carrie Underwood called Jesus, Take the Wheel. I don't know if I should read or paraphrase. All right. This is the first verse. She was driving last Friday on her way to Cincinnati on a snow white Christmas Eve. Right there, to me, that's foreshadowing. Talking about snow white Christmas Eve, I'm thinking there's going to be tragedy. Going home to see her mama and daddy with the baby in the back seat. And I'm like, uh-oh, we just added another problem. 50 miles to go, and she's running low on both faith and gasoline. It's been a long, hard year. So you're getting the sense that this woman just puts her baby in the back seat and says, we're going to see mom and dad for Christmas. Our year has sucked. Let's get in there. We're 50 miles away from our destination. And I will say, I've always been told this, most accidents happen within 50 miles of your home. In my brain, when I'm hearing this song, I'm like, uh-oh, this isn't going to be a song about love and happiness. It's going to be a song about tragedy. This is the next verse. She has a lot on her mind and she didn't pay attention. Uh-oh. She didn't pay attention even though she has a small child in the back seat. probably in a car seat. She was going way too fast. Here we go, folks. It's just getting worse from here. She's not paying attention, even though she has an infant in her car. She's going too fast, even though there is snow on the ground and possibly ice. Before she knew it, she was spinning on a thin black sheet of glass. Now, this is a metaphor, or maybe it's a simile. I don't know. She wasn't really driving on a thin black sheet of glass. It was actually something called black ice. It's a phenomenon where at night in the winter, ice looks just like the road. So she didn't see it because she was not paying attention. Before she knew it, she was spinning. Okay, she knew it. She saw both their lives flash before her eyes. So she saw not only her life, but the life of her infant child on the back flash before her eyes. And she thought at that time, I should have paid attention better. She didn't even have time to cry. She was so scared. And this is the part that always gets me. She threw her hands up in the air. Now, if you're driving a car with your very young baby and you're spinning out of control, one of the first things to do is not, under any circumstances, throw your hands in the air. You want to keep your hands on the wheel. You're trying to get control of the car. And the reason she throws her hands up in the air is because she starts singing or saying, I don't know, it doesn't specify, Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hands because I can't do this on my own. I'm letting go. So give me one more chance and save me from this road I'm on. Jesus, take the wheel. She's asking a man, okay, that has never driven a car, ever, to get her out of a, what's it called? Hydroplaning situation. She's asking a man that was around when I don't even know if the wheel was invented at this time. And that's something you can tell me in the comments. Was the wheel invented when Jesus was around? Did they have wagons and things? If I'm spinning out of control and my child's in the back seat, I'm not asking a man who's never driven a car for assistance. I'm not asking anyone for assistance, frankly, because you have seconds to react. You're putting your life in danger by asking a man without a driver's license to help. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Grew up very religious, did lots of Bible reading, but never once in the Bible is there a passage about Jesus driving a car. And you can fact check me, but I've never seen Psalms 15:11 and Jesus drove his car across the desert. That doesn't exist. And you might be saying, this isn't really about driving. She has a metaphor for life. Okay, you need a better metaphor, Carrie Underwood, because to me, this screams irresponsibility. It was still getting colder, and she made it to the shoulder, thank God. Despite her throwing her hands in the air, she made it to the shoulder. And the car came to a stop, and she cried when she saw the baby in the back seat sleeping like a rock. And for the first time in a long time, she bowed her head and said, I'm sorry for the way I've been living my life. I know I've got to change from now on tonight. And then for some reason, again, she starts saying, Jesus, take the wheel. Your car is already fine. You pulled over, the baby's sleeping, everything's fine. Do not, again, then ask a man who's probably never even been inside of a Toyota Camry or I don't know, maybe she was driving a Tesla. I don't know what she was driving. If you're going to call on anyone to come help you in the time of need, call on someone that is experienced in driving. Say, hey, Dale Earnhardt, which is he the one that passed? Dale Earnhardt Jr. Very experienced driver and also in heaven. Call on him. Call on someone else that knows how to drive. So basically, she just goes on and says, she's thankful that she has this second chance. And I'm thankful she did too. I'm thankful that Carrie Underwood survived that. Carrie, frankly. But let this be a lesson to other people. And I know there's been many instances where this happened a lot in the 80s where they're like, oh, this kind of music causes this kind of behavior or this does this. I don't want people to think that when they're in a black ice spin out that they can just throw their hands up and say, Jesus, take the wheel. You're asking the wrong man. That's what's always got. Every time I listen to the song, all I think about is, who would I have called on? I probably wouldn't have time to call on anyone. I probably would have been doing and saying, oh, shit, and hoping nobody was behind me. But we appreciate Carrie Underwood singing that song. I don't know if she wrote it. It says song by Carrie Underwood. It doesn't say who wrote it. If somebody wrote it and it's not written on here, blame the internet. But the lessons to me are not just don't let Jesus drive. It's also be careful in the winter. And especially don't honk at people. If they're driving slower in the winter, it's because they need to slow down. We don't have hot rods out in the winter. Be careful. You're going to kill someone. And that'll do it for song analysis. And don't come at me saying, oh, Jesus can help in any time of need. Just pray. You don't have time to pray when you're spinning out of control. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Knock on wood, I have never had an instance where I've been spinning out of... I've hydroplaned, but never twirling on a highway. And what I want to say now is, Jesus, take the wheel. Are we at 30 minutes yet, or what's going on? Jesus, please tell us. Oh, he didn't look up, so he just giggled. That means there's something happening, and I don't know what's happening. My mouth keeps filling up with spit. Don't you hate it when you're talking to somebody and there's spit coming out and they got spit on the side of their mouths? That's what's happening to me right now. Skeletal Crystal's never had a drop of spit on her mouth. Oh, also the reason I named her Skeletal Crystal, it's because she's me if I was a skeleton. That's what I imagine the inside of my body looks like. And for many years, it's off topic again. Many years I was told as a child and young adult, oh, you're not fat, you just have big bones. Well, I got a scan of my whole body last year. I think it was called a DEXA scan or something. Guess who has regular sized bones? Me. My bones look just like her. I don't have big bones. And I said to my doctor, wow, my skeleton, because it showed everything, skeleton, fat, it showed layers. I said, my skeleton looks like any other skeleton. And he said, yeah, you have a normal size skeleton. And I said, why did everyone in my life tell me I had big bones? He said, no, ma'am, you have regular sized bones. If your family's telling you have big bones, they're trying to say that you are overweight without saying so. I don't even know if big bones is a thing. I don't know if genetically people can have bigger or smaller bones, but I think looking at my scan, that's how my bones look. Probably not affixed together by little wire hooks. I have been shopping at Goodwill this past week. I got this beautiful blouse. And when I saw it on the rack, I thought, man, that is really cute. It's floral. It's got a nice little top that I don't know what this is called. And then I came home and put it on and I said, am I with child? Am I pregnant? Is this a pregnancy shirt? And if that's the case, that's fine. But I just want you to know that I am not pregnant. Did I have a pregnancy scare earlier this year with Salmon, who tragically passed away, R.I.P.? Yes, I did. Come to find out that you cannot get pregnant when you have no uterus. So I did not know that. That's something I recently found out. Yeah, Salmon is passed, and I don't want to dwell on that. Let's see. It says, what's Carrie Underwood's biggest hit? I want to see if it's that song about Jesus taking the wheel. Oh no, Before He Cheats. Boy, I'm going to have to look at that one. I've never heard that one. What's she going to talk about in that one? Before He Cheats. We got to look at it. I've never done 2 song analysis. Before He Cheats. Lyrics. That's what you got to type in your little box there. Before He Cheats lyrics. Oh, okay. I think I've heard this. It says, right now he's probably slow dancing with a beach blonde tramp. Okay, Carrie Underwood. Generally, we don't call other women tramps. But, wow, he's probably slow dancing with a beach blonde tramp. And she's probably getting frisky right now. He's probably buying her some fruity little drink because she can't shoot whiskey. So Carrie Underwood's saying she's a hardcore alcoholic. She can shoot whiskey. This tramp cannot. Right now, he's probably up behind her with a pool stick, showing her how to shoot a combo. And he didn't know. Carrie Underwood, I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive. Well, guess what, Carrie Underwood? That's called a crime. And not till this moment did I realize that Carrie Underwood was such a hardcore gal. Carved my name into his leather seats. All right, not only are you scratching the outside, then you're carving your name, Carrie Underwood, into the seats. I took a Louisville Slugger to both headlights, slashed a hole in all 4 tires. Maybe next time he'll think before he cheats. And while I agree with you, Carrie Underwood, we should not cheat on our spouses. I don't know that hitting his vehicle with a bat, scratching the outside, and then leaving your calling card on the inside that says who did it. Don't do that part. If you're going to get away with this crime, you can't put your name, Carrie Underwood. And you're one of the most famous country singers in the world. You don't want this kind of thing showing up on TMZ. She's probably up singing some, you can't even say this anymore, WT version of Shania karaoke. She's probably saying, I'm drunk, and he's probably thinking he's going to get lucky. Okay. And then again, she goes on to slash his tires. And again, I'm not a fan of cheating. Don't like it. Don't like liars. But we can't then continue to perpetrate violence onto someone's vehicle because it's going to cost you a lot of money in court fees. You're going to have to repair his car. that girl's probably going to get a restraining order against you. If you're going to do it, be smart, Carrie Underwood. Don't put your name. And don't do it out in public where people can see you do it and maybe have cameras. Do it somewhere secure. That's all I'm suggesting. Well, that was oh, thank God. You know what time it is? It is that time. 30 minutes of product. 30 minutes of product for you. Woo. That matched perfectly. Let me do it again. Woo. Like tuning the guitar. Woo. Woo. I don't know what note that is, but I liked it. All right, that was a bonus. That was a bonus analyzation of the song. Is analyzation a real word? I don't know. And I'm just going to let you guys on a little behind the scenes secret. I used to have a little cork board and I'd write the segments that I'd wanted to do. So I could remember. Got a new whiteboard. And where was I going with this? I have no idea. I don't have any clue. What was I saying? Damn, I lost it. I was going to say something about the damn whiteboard I have written up there. Oh, God. I got so worked up about Carrie Underwood. I can't remember why I was saying it. Anyway, I got this new whiteboard. I don't know what the point of me saying this was. Oh, it's because when I was here, I got it. And I'm about to go on a tangent because some lady sent me a very scathing email or message that said, you can't just drink Coke Zero. It leads to dementia. And I thought, who cares? And then when I couldn't think of something, I thought, well, great. I got dementia. Okay. The point was when I was writing the word analysis, and I'm writing A-N-A-L, and thought, there ain't no way the word anal is in analysis. And it is. And I don't think I spelled it right up there. I fact checked myself at least 10 times. And I thought, there's no way the word anal is in analysis. And it is. Let's look it up right now. I just want to make sure. And it just popped up in the history because I've searched it before. Let's see if it'll play.
Analysis.
Oh, it's going to play in there. Damn, I forgot. Jesus, take the wheel.
Analysis.
Who was that? I'd rather have a different voice saying it, like a guy. Analysis.
Analysis.
A-N-A-L-Y-S-I-S. I spelled it right. Detailed examination of the elements of structure or something. And that's your word for the day. If we ever needed a segment where it's, oh, this is the word of the day, that's your word for the day. Analysis. Root. Let's see if it has the root. It doesn't. Because it's seen. Oh, it's Greek. Greek from A-N-A, which it means up. A-N-A. And then another Greek word, L-U-E-I-N, which means loosen, which is already grossing me out thinking about a butthole loosen. So put those two words together. Greek, it means analuin, which means unloose. Medieval Latin then brings it to analysis, late in the 16th century. Okay, so we know that the word anal means unloose. And I'm disgusted. I'm actually disgusted. I'm disgusted. I'm not going to be looking up any more root words. And when I was in school, they did a lot of root word stuff. When I would take like an English class or something, they'd say the root word for partner is part or something like that. I don't ever want to look up the root word of analysis again. Analysis. Now, Aiden's over there probably looking at pictures of buttholes because he can't stop. Okay. We are transitioning over to getting the spit out of my mouth and figuring out the figurine. Most of my figurines have been given to me. Well, guess what? I've been through almost every figurine that I wanted to go through. So I went to the store. Whoa. That looks spooky where that light is over there. That little girl's going like, I don't know if you can see her. Anyway, I've gone through so many of the figurines that I had to go to the store, the Goodwill, and see if they had figurines. Well, they did. And I saw this one and it really spoke to me. And that's why I want you to help me figure out what's going on with this gentleman. If you are someone that is vision impaired, what we have here is a older gentleman who appears to be sitting. He's sitting on some sort of log or tree stump. And he has a cane in his left hand. And in his right hand, he has a basket of what appears to be either Texas Roadhouse rolls or potatoes, red potatoes. Now, since this is probably older, I'm going to assume those are not Texas Roadhouse rolls, which, by the way, are delicious. Can eat 5 to 6 of them at a time. Also, the man is wearing a very nice, fancy vest with a nice hat and has very, very red lips. What I think maybe perhaps this guy is, maybe this is a guy from the olden times, and he is a potato vendor. Maybe his job in his retirement years, because clearly this man's retired. Maybe he thought, you know what? I don't want to be a cobbler. I don't want to be I don't want to work in a coal mine. What I want to do is sell potatoes. So I'm going to take my little basket of potatoes and walk down the street and say, potatoes for sale. Potatoes for sale. And then someone will come up and say, hello, matey. I'll take 2 of your potatoes or 3, depending on how many family members I have. What I also noticed is this elderly gentleman, and what I'm figuring out is he's quite a bit older than I thought he was, because it appears he is wearing some sort of male incontinence diaper. See how puffy his pants are right there? He's wearing a diaper, which is fine. There's no shame in it. But I think this is pointing out that he is quite a bit older than I thought he was at first. I think instead of, what I'm figuring out is he should, instead of selling potatoes, he maybe could go door to door selling male incontinence products. You could say, hey, do you have a problem with pissing in your pants? Because I sure do. Why don't you buy some of these Depends? And I don't think they were called Depends back then. Probably just diapers. Why don't you buy some of these diapers and I'll bring them by every Tuesday. You tell me how many you want and I'll bring them. You tell me what you're figuring out, because that's what I figured out about this. And I just thought that was really cool. I thought, is this part of a bigger set of people that are walking down the street? I mean, the fact that someone created this, I want to know what the inspiration was. Was this someone's father or uncle, grandfather? Was this someone's far off ancestor that they knew about? The famous diaper seller, the famous potato seller? Was this artist making a complete series of all of their ancestors? We might never know. And that's why I'm hoping someone in the audience can say, hey, that's a famous, what's it say on the bottom? DeVille. It says DeVille. Was that your damn stomach? Jesus Christ, I got to feed this man. He's hungry for these damn potatoes. Come on, let Aiden eat a goddamn potato. Come on. Eat a potato. My diaper's full as can be. Look at me. I shit my pants. I had an aunt. Her name was Aunt Ruth, and she was in a we called it an old folks home back then, nursing home. My grandma would say, let's go up to the old folks home and see your Aunt Ruth. And we go up there and we were just talking and having fun. Or, when you're a little kid and you're in an old folks home, you don't know what to do because you barely know the aunt, and everything stinks. And you're just looking around like, what is going on? Am I going to end up like this? And my Aunt Ruth, and I'll never forget this, but she said, I think it's time for y'all to leave because I done messed my pants. And I love that she told us exactly what happened. I don't think I laughed as a child, even though it was very funny the way she said it. I don't think she meant it to be funny. But the fact that she said I done messed my pants. Because I like to think if that was me in a nursing home right now, I'd say the same damn thing. I'd say I done messed my pants. You guys got to go. I shit myself. Because shitting yourself, peeing yourself isn't just for elderly people. It's for everyone. I've been doing it since I was a child. Not on purpose, of course. There's been several times since I've come over to the studio that I probably should have went to the restroom before I left the house. And I end up getting here and not making it to the toilet. And I'm a grown up. I'm not a child, and I'm not so elderly. But what was my point with that? My point was visit your loved ones when they are in the nursing home. And if they say it's time to go because I messed my pants, go. Don't argue with them. Let them have their peace and let them have privacy at this time. And say goodbye to this guy because he's going up on the shelf forever. Hey, get yourself a potato. And if you don't want one of those, I got a bag of diapers over here. Okay, bye. I don't like to toot my horn a lot. Because I don't like tooting horns at all. But my old man voice is on point. I could be an old man. And there are some people that might say, it's a little too good. Are you an elderly man? Maybe. And if I was, it wouldn't matter. People always want to say, well, so-and-so's a transgender woman or who cares? I do not care. I don't care. I do not care. I saw somebody today on Instagram said, Michelle Obama is a man. Okay. Who gives a damn? I do not care. I couldn't care less. Is that how you're supposed to say it? I do not care. I don't care. I don't know how else to say it. I do not care. And I don't mean that in a callous way. If someone is transgender and that's their journey, I am so happy that you are happy and feel comfortable in your body. But what I don't care about is these people out here saying, so-and-so is transgender. So-and-so is this. So-and-so is that. I don't care. I simply don't care. And I don't want you to take that in the way, I don't want you to take that out of context and say that I do not care about transgender people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if someone wants to be transgender, if someone feels that they are transgender, Let them. I don't care. Oh, you want to be peeing next to a man in the restroom? I don't care. When I go into a restroom to pee or poop, that's what I'm doing. I'm not looking over here and looking over here to see what genital someone has. I don't care. I have no idea what safety man identifies as. I don't know what his pronouns are. I don't care. I love safety man because he is safety man. Skeletal Crystal. I don't know what her pronouns are. And I don't care. I love her just the way she is. And I feel like people are going to take this out of context and think that I am talking bad about transgender people. And I want to assure you that I'm not. I am an ally. You want to come to me and say, hey, Miss Crystal, I'm going to transition into a woman. Bless be. Do it. I got your back is what I'm saying. What I don't have is ice. Oh, I have a bonus figurine. When I did the show with Kyler, Show and Tell, a nice little gal and her boyfriend, and her name, I'm going to remember it because it was very close to a family member's name. Her name was Azelle. And because it was Show and Tell, some of the audience members were allowed to bring items and come up and say what it was. She said that this little fireman ducky was in a fire, which is ironic. And this is one of the only things that didn't get burnt to a crisp. And she gave it to me. And I said, I can't take that. She said, I want you to have it, Miss Crystal. And I said, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure out the figurine with this little duck that has so much smoke and char on it. And something's inside of it. But I just thought that was really cute. And the fact that the fireman duck was the only thing to survive in there. Everything was burnt to a crisp. Couch, gone. Ottoman, gone. Little fireman duck, guess what? You can't get him. And look how cute his little eyes are. He's got just two little dot eyes. So very cute. And I'm going to put him on the little spinner and make him go like this so you can see him up close. That is just really extraordinary. Thank you for giving me that. I didn't want to take it. But they saw me in the parking lot and said, Miss Crystal, please take it. And the gentleman gave me a hug. They both gave me a hug. And I probably gave him a bad hug. I'm not good at hugs. I'm terrible at hugs. So if you thought I was being weird, I was. I'm weird. Sorry about that. My bad. Alrighty, let's move on here. Let's listen to some voicemails. Voicemail, it's time for the voicemail. Oh, shit. Before I do that, no, let's do this. I'm getting off on the damn tangent every time. I can't even keep us. Where is it? There it is. All right, here's the first one. Okay, there's a lot of nothing right there.
Okay. I want to know what it means to put a women's underwear on a toilet plunger. Because I found one in the customer men's restroom cleaning.
Okay, let's dissect this. I want to know what it means to have a pair of women's underwear on a top of a plunger in a restroom. I just want to be clear here before I analyze this.
Okay. I want to know what it means to put a women's underwear on a toilet plunger. Because I found one in the customer men's restroom. Cleaning.
So you were cleaning the customer restroom and you found a plunger with women's underwear on it. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that means. That means a woman went into the restroom to change their underwear because they pissed themselves. So they haphazardly threw it like that and it just landed on the plunger. There has been, I'm going to say less than 5, but more than 2 times that I have soiled my undergarments and I have left them in a restroom. I did not haphazardly throw them. I put them deep into the trash can so that whoever was cleaning it did not see them. And that's what that means. So thank you for your call. Sorry, you got to clean up people's underwear. Don't do that, people. Put your underwear in the trash can like a normal human being.
Miss Crystal, I'm scared.
Okay, already? I'm going to tell you this is a fake call. I can spot a fake crier. So, Miss Crystal, I'm scared.
Scared, Miss Crystal. I smoke too much. It was chronic.
Oh, dear.
Have you ever smoked so much that you just curl up in a ball and think there's demons in the walls? Miss Crystal, please. Please tell me a story. Calm me down.
Well, first, to answer your question, yes, I have done that. And I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to get demonetized. But I have partaked in some of that stuff too much. And I felt like my body and soul was melting into the earth. And it scared me so bad that I didn't do it for another 20 years. I mean, I was terrified. I went to school. I was in high school. I went to class that day and was still feeling it. And I thought, I'm going to have to alert one of my teachers that I got into something much more than what it was. I thought maybe I had been laced with LSD or some other thing. But talk about being scared straight. That scared me straight for, I never did that in high school. I never even drank or none of that. Because I did not want to be feeling like that. That was not fun. So to answer your question, yes. And then to tell you a story. All right, I'll tell you a story. Let's think of one right now. Once upon a time, there was a male or female, I don't know, I cannot tell, that smoked too much of the J. And decided to call Miss Crystal's podcast. And that made me happy because in their time of need, they thought of Miss Crystal. And that's one of the themes of this podcast that I've been noticing in the comments is that Miss Crystal brings me comfort. Miss Crystal feels like I'm home. Miss Crystal feels like my aunt. And that's how I want y'all to feel. So the fact that you called me when you were scared makes me happy. Now, if you were here, I would bring out this creepy head and say, pull the tie, and that would snap you out of that hallucination that you're having. It would snap you out of it, give you trauma for sure, but it would snap you out of it. We're going to listen to just one more, and then that'll be it.
Crystal, my name is Jamie. Excuse me, I have a little bit of smoker's lung, but my name is Jamie, and I also really very much so like to crochet. I was wondering if you were willing to go 50-50 on Crystal's Creations LLC. I would be happy to help and contribute. I hope this save my phone number. If you want to, give me a call back. Have a great Crystal.
Wow. I feel like and I'm not trying to make fun of you, but I feel like you are a little kid hiding in the closet making this phone call. Very quiet. The question I believe you asked was, can I go 50-50 with you on Crystal's Creations LLC? I think you're asking, can you place some of your crocheted items onto my business website? And I would say yes, but I would not know how to incorporate that. I can barely keep it updated to what I'm doing. Maybe if I had a web designer, one of those people, I could do that. So I will get back to you because I honestly do not know. I don't know if that's even possible. But thank you for your call. You do not have to go in the closet and call me. You can call me out in the open. Don't be ashamed to call Miss Crystal's podcast. And that will bring us to the next segment. Mouth keeps filling up with spit. No, it actually brings us to the creation of the week. Speaking of creations, and you know how I love. Well, first of all, just know if you come to my home, guess what kind of toilet paper you're using? Bottom of the barrel. I love a toilet paper cover. You stick it in there and put it over. And then no one has to see an unsightly roll of Scott's one-ply toilet paper. This one I call Peach Waterfall because I felt like this pattern looks like a waterfall. It's really just a delicate design that I've made here. Now, of course, the face, her shirt's falling down. Her face is terrifying. I will be honest. Sometimes the dolls that are available, oh God, the way she turns around and looks at me. Sometimes the dolls that are available in the craft stores aren't ideal, but there's not a lot to pick from. She had 2 shoes, but now she only has 1 little cute little shoe and a nice little pair of bloomers, as we say. But she's really cute, and she will be available for sale on the website. Of course, another blonde, because why? She looks like Tammy in another realm. Her eyes are absolutely spooky. Oh my God, I'm going to have to zoom in because they're going. That's the creation of the week. And I'm going to be honest, the creations of the week, I've been having a hard time keeping up. Because I'm putting these podcasts out every single week and my hands can't keep up with making all these creations. They just can't. You're probably thinking, man, you really did that fast. Yeah, well, trying to get on to this other little thing. I have a few people. Let's see if it updated. It didn't update, so we're screwed there. All righty. I had a few Patreons that I wanted to thank, and now I can't find them because it didn't update. Where's my telephone? Oh my God, Aiden is an angel. He's going to grab my phone for me. Oh my God, what an angel. There is something special about having a producer that just grabs you things. Thank you. Uh-oh. Okay. Plus size dress has shipped. Okay, these are and if you don't know what my Patreon is, it's in the description. But these people I see commenting a lot, and I just wanted to thank them. Misty Baker, if you're Misty Baker, thank you. Jacob, and I hope I'm saying this right, Levine Pool, a double name. Talk about fancy. I just don't have regular people on my Patreon. I have people with a double hyphenated name. Thank you, Jacob. And Lori Reynolds. You guys are the Patreonesses, the Patreelli. What would you be called? Hey, Crystal's Patreons. Crystals, let's call you Crystals. That is really nice. The crystals of the week are, and I'll repeat them because my mouth is full of spit. I'm Googling that as soon as I get out of here. Misty Baker, thank you. Jacob, Levine, double name, Poole, and Lori Reynolds, thank you. And this is how they make the hearts. Kids make the hearts like this sometimes to say they love you. And I love you. And then the next thing I want to do before I forget is, and I'm going to be honest, Aiden does all the heavy lifting of this. He edits it. But then I go in and do a couple little things. When I'm trying to make a thumbnail for the upload, my face is always like this. So every episode, I'm going to make a thumbnail. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Where I'm going to smile real nice. And maybe if I do a face, it'll make people click on it like. So that was the thumbnail. And with that, we will end this program. Episode 11 is in the bag. We had fun. I think we did. I had fun. And as always, may you be blessed beyond your comprehension and be nice to everybody. All right. I love y'all. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.